And what does planning for like you were mentioning, like, you know, for working on Rocksteady or in Dead Souls when the guy was lit on fire, for planning for shots like that, what does that entail?
Well, like certain things, you know, like you have to, if you're setting somebody on fire, you know, like you got to have fire people on set. You need to have your key grip who's in charge of safety. You got to make sure that all these kind of things are covered. So like, okay, we've got this guy here who's coming in to talk to us about the safety. We need a safety meeting. We need a planning meeting for exactly what's going to happen. We need to have a battle plan for exactly how we're going to shoot that, because usually you don't have that many chances. On Dead Souls, we let the guy on fire twice. So if you've got two Alexas, two area Alexa cameras, and 5 guys just running around with DSLRs, you got to know where to put those DSLRs. And your big guns, you got to know what's the 2 most effective angles.
Yeah.
It's going to give me the most bang for the buck. Well, obviously, it's going to be the guy on fire. And then maybe this camera would be over the shoulder of the guy on fire, focusing on another 2 talent who are watching him burn. And then whatever else these other cameras going to grab. You grab a super close-up of his face burning. You grab a close-up profile of our actors like reacting to the thing coming on fire first.
Yeah.
I want your camera on the guy's feet, so when the fire starts at his feet, we get that moment. So it's more about, like I said, logistics and being able to understand the edit. If you can understand how the nature of editing, then you know how to cover yourself so that your director and your editor and your production has the necessary amounts of coverage to be able to construct a sequence really, really well that you don't have a lot of chances at. So, you know, like
So
those
to be
kind
an
of.
effective cinematographer, you need a fair understanding of how the editing process is going to work.
I think so. I think it really does make you better at your job, because if you only got 3 shots, if you're near the end of the day and the sun's going down, and you only can get you want 4 shots, but you can only get 3 of them. What are the 3 that are going to best tell the story?
Yeah.
So you got to be able to tell your director, like, I really think we need this close up on this actor, and I want a tighter close up on her too, because I think you're going to need this moment.
Right.
And then we'll get this 2-shot master or whatever, you know. So
Yeah.
maybe the director's not so concerned with getting covering action on the opposite actor. It's all those questions become really, really important, and things you really have to stay on top of. Because at the end of the day, if you haven't been prepped, you haven't prepped yourself well enough, you're not going to be able to improvise if you need to.
Yeah.
So.
Now, do you get